are going to explain the RPG or role-playing video games. Generally, the player controls a small number of characters, usually called party, and achieve the victory by completing a series of quests. One of the most important characteristics one of the most important characteristics of this type of games is that the character grow in power and abilities, and this increase each time a character gains a level. And character's level goes up each time the player accumulates a certain amount of experience. One example of RPG game is Xavi.
Well, other type of RPG video games is MMORPG video games, massive multiplayer online role-playing video games, and this is the same that RPG video games, but these games is online, and you play with your friends online abroad with him. Okay, one example of these video games are World of Warcraft. Is the most important example because a lot of persons play this, and other examples are Guild Wars and Metin 2.
Okay. Secondly, we are going to explain the FPS or first-person shooter video games. First-person shooter video games are a type of games a type of 3D shooter games featuring a first-person point of view, with which the player sees the action through the eyes of the character. FPS games normally are about second Mundial War or other real wars, but also about science fiction. Some examples of this type of games are Call of Duty, Brother in Arms, and Half-Life.
Okay, like the RPG video games, FP video games have MMORPG video games, massive online first-person shooter video games, and this is the same online. One example is Counter-Strike Source, is the best game, and Day of Defeat and Team Fortress.
Thirdly, we are going to explain the strategy video games. This is a game in there you have to create a city and army with the final objective to destroy or conquer the enemy. Normally are based in medieval wars, but you can see this type of games of modern wars or science fiction wars. It's very important thing because if you can have a good tactic or say yes, a good tactic, the most probably that you arrive to the objective. It's for this that this type of game is a little difficult to play. One example of this type of games is Age of Empires.
Okay. Fourthly, we are going to explain adventure games. An adventure games is a video game which the player assumes the role of the protagonist, an interactive story. The main character explores and resolves puzzle solving, and these games are very intriguing and a little fantastic. However, in this type of games, you can create and modify the stats of the main character. Some examples of these adventure video games are Assassin's Creed, it's very famous, and all of Prince of Persia games.
Okay. The next type of games that we are going to explain is racing video games. This is a type of games that you are pilot of a car or a motorbike or a boat, and the and in this type of games you need to win races to improve in the story. In this type of games you can play car races, motorbike races, or boat races. These are a little monotonous because you always have to win the races. Examples of these type of games are Need for Speed, Burnout, or Blackout.
And the final type of video game is sports video games. This type of video games is so varied because in sports video game you can form football, basketball, tennis, I don't know. These video games are also monotonous too because you only have one objective, is win. And these video games are the typical video game you play with friends, family, in your house because cooperative. And the most popular sport video games only is Pro Evolution Soccer in football, but in basketball you can form NBA Live, and I think this is very important. In conclusion, in this world you can form a lot of video games, and you